Summary of the last lecture by Randy Pausch. The last lecture tells the story of Randy Pausch's life from when he was a child until just before he died, which was a few months after the book came out. Randy says in the beginning that he only has a few months left to live and that he has 3 young children. Randy is asked to give a last lecture at Carnegie Mellon University before he finds out that he has cancer that will kill him. Once Randy knows for sure that he is going to die, he thinks about canceling the talk, mostly because his wife Jai keeps pushing him to do so. In the end, he decides that it's important to give one last lesson, both for himself and for his career. He ends up talking about really achieving your childhood dreams, because Randy's success is largely due to his ability to stay in touch with his dreams. Randy goes back in time to talk about how he was raised by his dad, who was a worker, and his mom, who was a realist. Randy was a science nerd, played football, and was taught discipline by Coach Graham. He was also allowed to paint his ideas on the walls of his apartment. Randy's dream as a child was to float in space with no gravity. As an adult, he was able to make this dream come true. Another goal was to play football in the NFL. Even though Randy never made it to the NFL, he learned the head fake by trying. Randy's family loved the World Book Encyclopedia, so when the editors asked him to write the new article on virtual reality, it was like a dream come true. Randy also wanted to be Captain Kirk, but he never got to be in charge of the Enterprise. He did, however, meet William Shatner in person and was very impressed by him. As a child, Randy was crazy about winning big toy animals, and he also loved going to Disneyland. He wanted to be one of the people who create the rides at Disney World when he grew up. Even though Randy's application to work at Disney was turned down at first, he was able to work with the Imagineers on a virtual reality Aladdin ride while on a vacation as a professor. Randy goes to Brown University to study computer science. His professor, Andy Van Dam, helps him become less of a cocky jerk by teaching him about feedback loops and giving him other good advice. As an adult, Randy takes Chris and Laura, his sister Tammy's kids, under his wing. He takes them on trips and teaches them important things about life. In the end, he asks them to do for his kids what he did for them. Randy meets Jai, who will be his wife, when he is in his late 30s. Even though at first she didn't want to date Randy, he was able to romancing the brick wall and get Jai to move to Pittsburgh with him and then marry him. Randy tells funny stories about their relationship, like when he and Jai were swept away in a hot air balloon after their wedding or when Jai backed her car into Randy's car. Randy then talks about a scary time when Jai started bleeding when she was 7 months pregnant with her first child. Randy keeps Jai quiet while she has an emergency C-section. The baby and Jai are both fine in the end. Randy is diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2006. He takes care of his illness as scientifically as he can, going through any medical treatment that the doctors suggest. But when Randy's cancer comes back in 2008, he is told he has only 3 to 6 months to live. Randy talks about the tips he has for making other people's dreams come true, including how to manage time like it's money, delegate tasks, take time to get in touch with your inner thoughts, and listen to what other people have to say. In relation to this last point, Randy tells a story about an obnoxious student who couldn't accept that he was a bad group member based on statistics. Randy had to tell the kid straight out that he had a serious problem. This makes the child act differently, like Randy did after Andy Van Dam talked to him. Randy talks about his work as a professor, like how he taught Tommy Burnett, who went on to work on the Star Wars movies. He talks about how he helped make the Entertainment Technology Center, a 2-year master's program at Carnegie Mellon that focuses on interactive stories, virtual reality, games that change the world, and innovation by design. Randy's most ambitious project was Alice, a piece of computer software that helps kids learn how to code by letting them make movies or video games. This is an example of a head fake. Randy's old students have taken over this project to keep it going after he died. Randy gives more tips on how to live your life, such as, be serious instead of cool, learn to compromise, don't complain, just work harder, Don't worry about what other people think, watch what people do, not what they say, embrace cliches, learn to apologize, be honest, be humble, never give up, be positive, listen to feedback, take time to show gratitude, and don't be afraid to be the first one to try something. Randy ends the book by talking about his dream for his children, which is that they have their own dreams and are excited to go after them. Randy uses the chance to tell his kids and Jai what he loves about each of them. Randy talks about his relationship with Jai and says that he has faith that she will find her way without him. Randy then talks about how his last lesson ended. He had a birthday cake brought out for Jai, and everyone in the room sang happy birthday. Randy then asked the crowd if they had figured out the trick of his talk, which was that it wasn't about how to achieve your dreams, but rather how to live your life. Then he asks them whether they caught the second head fake, which is that this lecture, as well as the book, isn't only for the audience, rather, it's for Randy's children, so that he may pass on this bit of himself to them.
Randy Pausch was born in Baltimore and raised in Columbia, Maryland, with his older sister Tammy, an English teacher, and his father, a small car insurance company owner. In 1982, Pausch got his bachelor's degree in computer science from Brown University. In 1988, he went to Carnegie Mellon University and got his PhD in computer science. Pausch worked for Xerox and Adobe Systems for a short time while he was in school, but after he got his master's degree, he spent most of his job as a professor. First, from 1988 to 1997, he worked in the Department of Computer Science at the University of Virginia. During this time, Pausch took breaks to work at the video game company Electronic Arts, EA, and at Walt Disney Imagineering, which was one of his childhood dreams. In 1997, Pausch became an associate professor at Carnegie Mellon University. In 1998, he helped start the school's Entertainment Technology Center. He also created and ran the Building Virtual Worlds course for 10 years. During this time, Pausch worked as a consultant for Google and started the software project Alice. This was made so that kids could learn how to code while making stop-motion movies or video games. Pausch married Jai Glasgow in 2000, and they had 3 kids together, Dylan, Logan, and Chloe. Pausch was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2006. He tried to stop the disease with the Whipple surgery, but it didn't work. He found out in August 2007 that the cancer was fatal. Randy Pausch gave his last talk at Carnegie Mellon on September 18, 2007. It was called Really Achieving Your Childhood Dreams, and it went popular on YouTube. In October 2007, Randy appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show. Pausch got a $6.7 million book deal because his talk was so famous. With the help of co-author Jeffrey Zaslow, the book The Last Talk came out in April 2008 and became a New York Times bestseller. It stayed on the list for 112 weeks. On July 25, 2008, Pausch died of pancreatic cancer complications.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.